You're paranoid. There's nothing between us, she said, but her eyes told a different story. That was when I decided to check her words. What I found out destroyed my marriage in an instant. Hello? Thank you for your continuous support. This means a lot to us. If you enjoy the stories we share, kindly subscribe to this channel. It would be great if you could leave a comment about which city you're watching from. We might just give you a shout out in our next story. Today's special shout out goes to Jennifer King from West Sussex, UK. We're glad you enjoy our stories. Now, let's dive into the details of today's story. I never thought I would find myself in such a situation. The woman I loved more than life itself turned out to be someone completely different from who she pretended to be. Our marriage seemed perfect. Olga and I had been together for 3 years before I proposed. She was caring, gentle, and always supported me in difficult times. I was sure she was the one I would spend my life with. The wedding was magnificent. Speeches, dancing, laughter, tears of joy. We exchanged vows and sealed them with a kiss under the applause of our guests. At that moment, I thought only happiness awaited us. But the first warning sign came during our honeymoon. Olga became distant. Literally. She avoided touch, turned away from me every night, and went to bed early, citing exhaustion or headaches. I attributed it to stress, adjusting to a new life, but after a month, nothing changed. Olga, what's going on? I asked one evening, trying to hold her. I just don't want to, she replied shortly and left for the bathroom. I tried talking to her, looking for reasons. Maybe she was worried about work? Maybe something was bothering her? But every time, I heard the same response. Everything's fine. Just stop pressuring me. But nothing was fine. She stayed late at work, came home exhausted, barely talked to me, and her phone became her closest companion. Always in her hands, always placed face down. When I tried to come near, she nervously put it away. One night, I woke up to the sound of her phone vibrating. She was lying next to me, breathing steadily. Glancing at the screen, I saw a name that made my stomach drop. Dima. Work. At this hour, doubt started eating away at me. The next day, I decided to check her story. When she left for a work meeting, I followed her. My heart pounded as I watched her enter a cozy cafe, and a minute later, a tall, confident-looking man sat down across from her. She laughed, leaned toward him, her hand lightly touching his fingers. In that moment, something inside me shattered. I didn't cause a scene. I just left. That night, she came home late, smelling of a cologne that wasn't mine. I stayed silent. But the next morning, I did what I had to do. When she woke up, her suitcases were already by the door. "What's this?" she asked, her voice tinged with panic. "This is your ticket to freedom, Olga," I said calmly. "Your lies no longer have power over me." She opened her mouth to protest, but couldn't. I saw it in her eyes. She knew that I knew. That's how perfect marriages fall apart. Not with shouting, not with dramatic fights, but with silent nights, cold beds, and phones turned face down.